Hello student, welcome to the class. Today I will be discussing reproduction, about reproduction. That is your chapter number 4. Chapter 4, that is reproduction. Reproduction means to produce, okay. So to produce or produce copies or to give birth, okay, to produce something new, that is a reproduction. So about reproduction, what are the processes going on reproduction, what are the steps have been, what types of, how many types of reproductions are there, all this we are going to see in this chapter, okay. So reproduction, as we know that reproduction is a process where living beings produce a copy, okay. So living beings produce something new, that is said to be as reproduction, and reproduction are of two types, okay. So one is asexual reproduction, one is sexual reproduction, okay. In the asexual reproduction, only one parent, in the process of asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved, okay. But in the sexual reproduction, both the parent material, both the parent organs both the parent organisms are involved, okay. So this is the difference between asexual and the sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, one parent is enough to reproduce and only one parent involved in the process of reproduction, and in the sexual reproduction, the two parents are involved, okay. The two things are involved. That is in asexual reproduction, an individual produces offsprings without the help of another individual, that is only one individual is enough in asexual reproduction, and in the sexual reproduction two individuals are necessary, that is the male and the female, okay. So the where the male and the female both are involved in the production, both are involved for producing the for giving rise of new offspring, okay. So giving rise of a newborn, okay. So that type of reproduction are said to be as sexual reproduction. So now sexual reproduction in animals, we are going to see how sexual reproductions are taking place in animals, okay. That is multicellular organisms. Animals are multicellular organisms. Asexual reproduction takes place in the unicellular organism, the organism which are made of a single cell, and here sexual reproduction takes place in multicellular organisms, okay. That is animals like human beings, like tiger and many other organisms, living organisms, okay. Sexual reproduction involves the fusion of a male cell with a female cell to produce a single cell called zygote, okay. So sexual reproduction involves the fusion, the mixture of the fusion of two cells, that is a male and the female fusion of two cells, okay, and that is said to be a zygote, okay. Now the process of fusion of two cells is known as fertilization. When the process takes place, okay, the fusion of, that means the mixing up of, okay, when the male and the female cells get mixed up, that process is said to be a fertilization. After mixing up it, the fertilization process, in that process it's said to be fertilization. In animals, the male cell or a male gamete is called the sperm, and the female cell or a female gamete is called as ovum or egg. So in animals, male cells are said to be as a sperm, male gamete, or it is said to be a sperm, and female, okay, female cells ovum, and it is said to be as egg, okay. Types of fertilization. So there are external and internal fertilization. These are all the two types of fertilizations. In some animals like fish, frogs, fertilization takes place outside the body, that is called external fertilization. The fertilization which takes place outside the body, that is said to be as external fertilization, as the word external itself means outside, okay. So that is why it has said to be as external fertilization. And the process and the fertilization which takes place, the process of fusion of male and the female gamete is said to be fertilization, and that fertilization which takes place inside the body is said to be an internal fertilization. In some fish, okay, some fish and frogs, the fertilization takes place outside the body. How it is taking place outside the body, okay. So when the fish lays eggs outside, okay, on the water, okay, in the water, at that time what happens, the male, okay, the male's gamete swims and comes attached with the egg. Okay, so that the external fertilization takes place here, and internal fertilization is that when the male gamete, okay, so male gamete goes inside, okay, so inside the body of a female, inside the body of a female, and which mixes, which fuses with the egg of that fertilization is said to be an internal fertilization, the fertilization which is taking place inside the body. Now, reproduction in man. How does man reproduce? Here, to understand how reproduction takes place in man, how a baby developed and born, okay, so you must have to know the male and the female reproductive system before to understand this, how babies are formed, how men produce, how human beings gives rise to gives birth to a baby. Okay, so to understand this process, before that we have to know about the reproduction system. Okay, reproduction system. Okay, the process, the steps which is taking place inside the body. Okay, that is reproduction for reproducing a young one. That is said to be as reproduction system. Male reproductive system. So in a male reproductive system, organs are called, the male reproductive organs are called testes, or in singular it is called as testes. Okay, so they start producing sperms. Okay, so the testis starts producing sperms and becomes capable of reproduction. Okay, so when the testis starts producing the sperms, okay, which is capable for the reproduction, that the testis, where the testis lies in a sac called the sacrotell sac. The testis which lies on a sac, the sacrotell sac contains testis, which is located outside the abdominal cavity. Okay, so the sacrotell sac is located outside outside the abdominal cavity. They produce sperms in large numbers, like sacrotell sac produce sperms. The sperms collect and mature. Okay, so it gets the sperms get collected and it gets matured in a tube. That tube is said to be as epididymis. Okay, so where the sperm gets collected and it gets matured to fertile. Okay, it gets matured to fertilize. Okay, that tube is said to be as epididymis. From here they travel through a muscular tube. From epididymis, the sperms travel through a muscular tube. Okay, and that tube is called as vas deferens. Okay, into the uterus. Okay, in the uterus it goes. Now, the mixture of secretion and sperm is called semen. Okay, so when the sperms get produced, okay, at that time the mixture, it mixes with this secretion, some kind of fluid. It mixes with some kind of a fluid. Okay, so that is said to be as semen. Okay, the semen is transformed. The semen will the sperms have a head and a long tail. The tail helps to swim towards the ovum. The sperm is like the sperm is having a long tail, okay, which swims easily and go to the uterus of a female body. Okay, so here male reproductive system, the ovaries or a female reproductive organs. Okay, the ovaries or a female reproductive organs lies in the lower part of an abdominal cavity. Okay, so here the male reproductive system, the male sacrotell sac, which is located outside the abdominal cavity. Okay, but in the female, the ovaries or a female reproductive organ lies lower part of the abdominal cavity. Okay, lower part of the abdominal cavity. They start producing ova when a girl becomes mature. When a girl becomes mature, at that time only they start producing ova. Usually either of the ovaries produce one ovum every month. Each ovary is a muscular tube which ends in a funnel with finger-like projection. This tube carries the ovum from the ovary to the uterus. They have a tube, okay, muscular tube. Okay, so that tube carries the ovum from the ovary to the uterus. Okay, so or a womb, uterus, or it is has said to be as womb, where the baby gets developed. Okay, so womb or a uterus where the baby gets developed. Okay, so now the uterus is a muscular organ. Its lower portion called the cervix. Okay, so the uterus is a muscular organ. Uterus is a muscular organ, and that that lower portion is said to be a cervix. Okay, so the ovaries are attached to the uterus by ligaments. The ovaries are attached with the uterus. Okay, the ovary tube is attached. The ovaries get attached to the uterus. That is said to be as ligaments. Okay, the ligaments. Then fertilization, pregnancy, and childbirth. How does fertilization happen inside the body? So we are seeing the human fertilization, that is multicellular organisms or sexual reproduction we are seeing. Okay, in the sexual reproduction, what happens here? Now in the sexual reproduction, two parents are involved, and in that case what happens? The sperm, okay, so the gamete of a male gets fused with the egg of ovum of a female. Okay, so at that time they get fused and fertilization process happens out. Okay, from that fertilization the baby or a newborn offsprings gets invented, or it gets produced. Okay, now the sperms and the uterus into the fallopian tube, it is here that one of the sperms fuses with the ovum or a fertilization takes place. The zygote, the sperm divides repeatedly and travels to the uterus. It gets attached to the wall of the uterus and forms the embryo. When the sperm travels to the uterus of a female, okay, so the uterus, that is a womb, when the sperm travels, they get attached with the wall of the uterus and forms a embryo. So the sperm get attached with the wall of the uterus, and they produce forms as embryo or tiny baby. That is said to be as a tiny baby. When the sperm gets matured and swims inside the body of a female, and it gets attached to the uterus, wall of the uterus, okay, and gets fertilized with the egg, and that forms an embryo. The embryo is said to be as a baby. Okay. The cells of the embryo divide and differentiate into different types to form tissues. The cells of embryo, okay, so the cells of embryo, what gets is divide and it gets differentiated to form different tissues. Okay, different types of tissues. The tissues we know, cells combine to form a tissue, and tissue combines to form an organ. Okay, so the kidney is an organ. So many tissues, many cells combine to form a tissue, and that tissue combined, okay, to form an organ. Okay, an organ have its particular functions. Each and every organ have its own individual particular functions. Okay, like heart, heart is an organ, then kidney is an organ. Okay, so kidney is made up of a tissue, and heart is made up of tissues. Okay, so collection of tissues are said to be as organ. Okay, so in the embryo cell, okay, the cell of an embryo gets divided and differentiated. Okay, differentiated so that it can form into a tissue, and tissue also gets collected so that it can form into an organ, the parts, okay, the parts of a body. The tissues form organs. The embryo slowly takes the familiar form of a baby. This is when it is called fetus. Okay, at the familiar form of a baby, it takes place. Okay, embryo is a cell. Okay, so embryo is a baby, a small, okay, the small cell, which the cells, there are many cells will form. In that cell will divide into a tissue and particular tissues, and tissue will be formed in an organ, and that is said to be as fetus. Okay, that will form a complete baby. Different organs will be developed. Okay, so that is said to be as fetus. Okay, the wall of the uterus has a rich supply of blood vessels from which the growing embryo start nutrition. The wall of the uterus, wall where the sperms get attached, the wall of the uterus, okay, that have various types of, that have blood vessels, supply of blood vessels there. The blood gets supplied over the here. Okay, so from that all the nutritions, the baby will get the nutrition from the wall of the uterus only. Okay, nutrition and oxygen gases passed into the embryo through a structure called placenta. So nutrition and gases. Okay, so gas is very much important to survive, to take in oxygen, all the gases and nutritions. Okay, the baby need all the nutritions. How it is getting nutrition inside the body? Okay, inside the mother's womb. Okay, so inside the mother's uterus. Okay, so how it is getting? Because how it is getting all the nutrition? So that nutrition what we are eating, okay, what the human being is eating, that is passed through a structure, okay, called placenta. Okay, so from placenta only they are sucking out all the nutrition. The placenta also carries waste materials from the embryo into the mother's blood. The placenta not only supplies the nutrition and gas to the baby, okay, it also carries all the waste materials from uterus, and it transports to mother's blood. Okay, so it is connected to the embryo by the umbilical cord. The placenta is connected to embryo through a cord. That cord is said to be as umbilical cord. The baby grows in the mother's uterus for about 9 months. So the baby starts growing from the embryo starts growing, okay, cell, then tissue, then it will form an organ. That division of an organ when the baby is leg, hand and eyes, nose starts develop, that is said to be a fetus. Okay, the fetus will be getting, the fetus, that baby is getting all the nutritions from the walls of the uterus, that is connected with placenta, and placenta is connected with umbilical cord, which takes out all the waste things from the uterus and transports to the blood. And not only that, it gives the nutrition and gas to the supplies to the baby. Okay, so here what happens after that, what happens, it goes, the mother, the baby will grow nearly 9 months. Okay, 9 months inside the mother's womb. Okay, it is inside the mother's womb 9 months. After 9 months only, what happens, the baby comes to the atmosphere, the baby comes to the outside of the mother's womb. Okay, that is a life, a baby we can see. Okay, here the period is called the pregnancy. The 9-month period where the baby grows inside the mother's womb, that period is said to be as pregnancy period. Okay, inside the uterus, it is protected by a sac called the amniotic sac. Okay, so inside the uterus, inside the womb of a mother. Okay, so the baby is protected by a sac. Okay, so that sac is called as amniotic sac. Okay, this sac contains amniotic fluid. Okay, the sac is very much the sac which protects the baby is said to be as amniotic sac, and that sac contains the amniotic fluid which acts like a cushion. Cushion means very soft. Okay, which is very soft, which protects the uterus, which protects the baby in the uterus. Okay, that sac protects, and that is acts as a cushion. It's very soft. Okay, full of fluids. Okay, so that it can so the baby doesn't get hurt. Okay, and when the baby is ready to born, the sac gets burst. Okay, the sac gets burst and the wall of the uterus goes through a contraction to push the baby out. Okay, so at that time what happens, when the baby is about to come on the world, okay, so that time the sac gets bursted. Okay, so that the sac gets, that amniotic sac gets burst. Okay, the twins, sometimes we get twins. Okay, so twin babies. Okay, identical, the same twin baby, non-identical, twins baby we get. Okay, so twins are of two types, that identical or non-identical. How do we get twins, or how do we get a single baby? Usually only one ovum is produced at a time, so one baby is born. Okay, so only one ovum will be produced at a particular time, at a single time. Okay, which fuses with the sperm and give rise to a new baby, give born to a new baby. Okay, so at sometimes what happens, the ova happens to mature and release at the same time. Two ova. Okay, sometimes two ovas gets matured at the same time, and it fuses with the sperms. Okay, so they are fertilized by two sperms, which results in birth of twins. Okay, so sometimes it happens that two ova get matured and fuses with the two sperms. At that time, and in that case only, twins are born. Then twins are of two types, one is identical and non-identical. Non-identical twins are said to be as fraternal also. Okay, so the non-identical is said to be as fraternal. It can also happen that the fertilized egg divides into two. So after fertilization, the fertilized egg, okay, which got fertilized, okay, so that will divide into two. Okay, so this leads to a birth of identical twins, which the fertilized egg which is getting divided into two, that is leads to a identical twins. Identical twins look almost copies. Identical twins means same. The twins, if you have seen the twins, no, they will be as it is like each other. Okay, if both are sister, both twins are girls, and they will have similar structure, similar facial structure, and almost similar they look. Okay, they are said to be an identical twins. And fraternal twins are as similar and any other siblings, and need not to be yet of same gender or a same sex. Okay, so the fraternal twins are one will be male and one will be a female. Okay, so the brothers and sisters. Okay, brothers and sisters, one will be brother or one will be a this one a sister. That is said to be fraternal, non-identical. Okay, so they don't look as it is, they don't look similar. Okay, so they are said to be a fraternal. And identical means both twins are similar, whether they are boy, whether the baby is a boy, or whether the baby is a girl, the two will be a boy, or both the twins will be one baby, a girl baby or a boy twin or a girl twin. Okay. Now, secondary sexual characteristics. What happens here when the girl, okay, so when a girl or a boy get matured, adolescence, okay, when you will see lots of differences between a kid and a adult, human, okay. So kid, okay, so when a boy kid, you will see that many things. When a boy kid, the voice will be different, okay, and a boy child, voice of a boy child will be different, and the voice of an adult boy will be different. Okay, so these are all the secondary sexual characteristics, okay, so which will define you from child to a matured one. Okay, so when the girl or a boy comes to a matured age, okay, so at a matured level, okay, there many hormonal changes will take place inside the body, many outside structures will many outside appearances will change, like boys get beard, okay, when they attain matured, when they come to a maturity stage. Okay, it may be of age like you can say 13 to 16, it is probably 13 to 16 or 12 to 16. At that level only the boys get matured, and for girls it is like 11 to 15 years, 11 to 15 or 12 to 16, that mostly it is 11 to 14 years for girls to become a matured girl, where the characteristics of girls will change, the physical appearance of girls will change. Okay, and for and the boys, if you see in the case of a boy, then same, the hormonal change will take place, the physical appearance of an boy will change place, the voice will change, they start growing beard. Okay, so that shows the maturity. For boy it is a case near about 13 to 16 years they get matured, and for girls the maturity age is like 11 to 14 years. Okay, so these are all the boys and girls maturity. Okay, there's a lots of between a matured boy, matured a girl, from a girl child or a girl boy. Okay, now here the endocrine gland. Okay, so we are having a different types of glands. What is the work of a hormonal gland? Okay, which produces hormone. Endocrine gland produces a hormone which is mixed directly to the blood, and that functions, that that communicates with the organ, or a organ that communicates with various glands and organs, okay, to function. Okay, for example, you can say dopamine is a happy hormone. Dopamine is a happy hormone, okay, which makes you feel very much happy. Okay, then we are having an insulin. Okay, so insulin is a hormone. Okay, insulin is a hormone. So different kinds of hormones are produced inside our body. Hormone is a chemical which is produced inside our body, which helps our body to function properly. Okay, so hormones are necessary in our body. Okay, imbalance of hormone creates many abnormalities inside our body, abnormalities in our body. So here we'll see the endocrine system. What is endocrine system? Endocrine consists of several glands scattered over the body. These glands called endocrine glands are different from other glands. So they discharge the chemicals they produce directly into the blood, unlike the other glands. Okay, so the discharge, the endocrine glands are several glands. Okay, the endocrine glands are many glands, okay, so which are scattered, which are spread all over the body, which discharges, which gives chemicals. Okay, that chemicals are said to be an hormones. Okay, so that directly the endocrine gland produces, and that chemical directly goes to the blood. Okay, from blood it flows to different parts of the organ, it reaches to different, that chemical reaches to different parts of the organ for a proper functioning. Okay, so now the chemicals produced by endocrine gland are called hormones. Already I said you, the glands, hormones are produced in the endocrine gland. Hormones act like a chemical messengers. They are carried by the blood to specific organs or tissues, which messages for them to function in particular base. Thus, the endocrine system controls, coordinates the function of many organs of our body. So, endocrine system, those it is producing hormones, which is very much important for our body. Hormone is a chemical substance which helps our body to function, body organ to function proper way. Okay, so that is said to be, that is which controls the body functions. Okay, so body organ functions and coordinates. Okay, it also coordinates, and that function makes our organ to function in a different way. Okay, so here like you can say dopamine, I said, is a happy hormone. Then you are having a many type of hormone like thyroid gland, which is near the thyroxine. Okay, controls larynx, which is near the larynx, you can find on the neck. Okay, in the throat neck side. Okay, controls many activities of the body, including the rate at which energy is produced. Okay, energy is produced. Not only that, you will be having hormone like melatonin. Okay, so hormone like melatonin, that is produced in a gland called pineal gland, and that secretes and controls that secretes a hormone melatonin, and which controls our sleep and wake. Okay, so the sleep and the wakeness of is controlled by a hormone called melatonin, and that is produced in pineal gland. Okay, and not only that, insulin, which is produced in the insulin, you have heard about the insulin. Okay, so insulin produced in pancreas, which controls our blood glucose level, which helps to reduce the blood glucose level. Okay, so blood glucose level, if it is rises, okay, if it falls down, then we are having a diabetes. Okay, diabetes is because of the lack of or excess of insulin. Okay, so insulin controls our blood glucose level. Okay, it reduces the blood glucose level. So endocrine gland, so we are having a different hormones which makes us our body to function in a proper way, our organs to function in a proper way. The endocrine gland, their location and functions are mentioned here, and that is in your book page number 42. Many endocrine glands hormones are mentioned here, like the endocrine gland hormones are pituitary gland, pituitary gland, the gland which that is location base of the brain. Okay, so base of the brain is you will have a pituitary gland, regulates growth and functioning of the other endocrine glands, which regulates the function and growth of the other endocrine glands. Thyroid near the larynx, as I said. Okay, and controls the activities of body, including the rate which is energy is produced. It produces the energy and controls many other activities. Okay, then parathyroid, behind the thyroid, parathyroid is a gland. Okay, so location is behind the thyroid, you will find this, controls the balance of calcium in the body. Okay, so then pancreas, below the stomach. Okay, which controls glucose level. Pancreas produces insulin hormone, which controls the glucose level of our body. And testes, outside the abdominal cavity, produce development of secondary sexual characteristics. Ovaries, okay, ovary gland, which is found in the lower part of the abdominal cavity, that also controls the secondary characteristics of a female. Secondary characteristics of a female, that is said to be related to changes related in pregnancies. Okay, when a female get pregnant, at that time what happens, that period many changes, many hormonal up downs will come. Okay, so that it regulates that hormonal up downs. Okay, so apart from being reproductive organs, there are also functions as endocrine glands. The testes produce the male sex hormones called the testes, which produce a male hormone that is said to be as a testosterone. This hormone causes the development of testosterone, controls the development of characteristics, secondary characteristics in males. Okay, that beard, voice changes, all these things happens. And the ovaries produce the hormone which is produced by ovary is estrogen. Okay, so estrogen, which is responsible for the development of secondary sexual characteristics in female. Estrogen also prepares the uterus for pregnancies. Okay, another hormone released by the ovaries is called progesterone. So another hormone is also released to the ovary, that is released, that hormone is said to be as progesterone, which changes the body during pregnancy. Okay, many changes takes place. Okay, so that which the progesterone only changes the body during the pregnancy time. Okay, so gender and sex. What is the difference between gender and sex? Sex is determined as a biological attribute. Okay, so biological attribute means the hormones the hormones or the gene expressions, including hormones, gene expressions, all these things are said to be as sex, that is biological attributes or a biological character, okay, which is said to be as this said to be a sex. And the gender is the social attributes, okay, social attributes or a social construction, the roles and the characteristics of a male and a female, the roles and the characteristics of a boy and a girl, the male and the female, the characteristics of a boy and a girl, the characteristics of a woman and a man, okay, so that is a gender, okay, which is a social attribute, okay, which is generated in socially, okay, social. And sex is biological attributes, okay, that male biological attributes like a hormone, then gene expressions, okay, then you can say gene expression and hormone, all these things are biological attributes, okay, that is said to be sex. And the gender is a social attribute, okay, social attribute like social characteristics or a behavior of a male, behavior of a girl and a boy, behavior characteristics and behavior of a men and a woman, okay, so gender is a social attribute. So here different gender plays gender changes, okay, so gender attribute changes according to the culture, according to the place, okay, so according to the environment, according to the areas, gender attribute changes, which is socially, okay, social attributes. In a say, you can say gender is a social attribute, okay. So here gender, for example, you can say in olden days, like in way back earlier days, 1840s or 50s, when Florence Nightingales wanted to serve the sick, her family was horrified. At that time, no decent woman became a nurse. In the earlier days, what happens, this is a social attribute. Earlier days, there were no female, okay, nurse, okay, but nowadays, feminine, okay, so most of the females are working in the field, in that field, okay, in a nursing, nurturing others. For nurse means nurse who takes who nurture others, who take care of the patients, okay, they are said to be as nurse, okay, who helps, okay, so who helps the patients, okay, so they are said to be as nurse. Now female nurse you will find, okay, so that is the gender attribute. Olden days you don't find, you haven't, females doesn't go to the nurse profession, but nowadays females are, most of the females are going to the nurse professions, okay. So even gender attribute, you can say nowadays also you can see gender attributes. The village girls are not allowed to go for a job, okay, while on the cities or a town girls, they are allowed to go for a job, okay. So that is a gender attribute, okay, gender taboo, restrictions, okay, so that defines the gender. The male can do this work and the female cannot do that work, that is a taboo, restrictions, okay. Gender attribute, that is the behavior or the characteristics, okay, of a girl, the limitation of a girl and the limitation of a boy, okay, so that is a gender role, okay, they play. So now here Elizabeth Blackwell had overcome a great deal of resistance in order to study medicine. Elizabeth Blackwell, who who had a lots of trouble to study medicines, okay. So gender role and functions that society sees as feminine or masculine, okay. So gender role, that feminine can do this work and the masculine can do that work, okay. So that is a taboo, you can say, restrictions, okay. So these are all the gender attributes where the limitations has been paid to the male and a female, that is a feminine and between male and a female, okay. So as I told you, this one nowadays also you can see the gender taboos like village people, village girls are, the rural area girls, okay, are not allowed for doing jobs, okay, but in comparatively to the cities and town areas girls, they are allowed to do jobs, okay. So this is a gender attribute or a gender taboo, you can say. There is a difference, limitations has been laid to a girls and the boys, difference, okay. So that is a gender roles, okay, played by a girls and a boys. Then an Indian girl may be encouraged by their parents to learn cooking, okay, so learn cooking, and while a boy may automatically help his father mend a fuse or fix a leaking tap, okay. So here Indian girls, okay, so Indian girls are made them for cooking, okay. So their parents asked to learn cooking instead of asking them to go out and work, okay, go out and work or do other things. And the female are the the males are asked to help his father, okay, for fixing tape and other things, okay, the outside works, okay. That is the difference, okay. That is the gender role played in our society, okay. So here the idea of roles men and women should perform in often reflected in their choice of professions. For example, women are associated with nurturing, caring, looking after the old and young. Thus quite often women become nurse, dietitian, counselor or a primary school teachers. Men are associated with protection, valor, physical stamina and the ability to put up with physical hardship, okay. So here the gender roles are, the limitations has been paid to the girls, like they are made to be inside the home. They should look after their family. They should they should cook. The girls should cook food and not allowed to go out and help help others to do a job, not educating properly in village areas, okay. So these are the gender roles, and the boy are though they have a physical stamina compared to girls, okay. So compared to women, the men's are allowed to do the works of outside, okay, outside the home, okay. So these are gender roles, okay. So now taboos. What is taboo? Taboo is a social restriction, okay, which is laid down in our society. Taboo, it's a social restriction or a prohibition, okay. So like you can say taboo, example of a taboo you can say widow remarriage, okay. So are considered taboo in India until the Widow Remarriage Act was passed in 1856, okay. So until the law has been passed for the Widow Remarriage Act, before 1856, the widows are not allowed to remarry, okay. So after when the girl loses her husband, okay, so after that she is not allowed to get married second time, but act laid to prohibit this taboo. That act is said to be as Widow Remarriage Act, okay. After that only the girls, that act says that girls also have a right to get remarried, okay. So get remarried after the death of her husband, okay. So in fact this was frowned upon even after and still in many parts of India, but still unfortunately still in many parts of India, mostly in the rural areas, still this culture is followed, that widow remarriage should not happen, okay. So in spite of the act also, because they are not aware of all the acts, okay. So this is the reason. Then you can say education of women in earlier days, okay. The education of women, then inheritance of property by women, marrying a person from a different caste, community, religion, race, where still some extent considered taboo. Still are some restrictions, okay. Educating women, okay. So it is women are, in olden days women are not much educated, since they have to live inside the home, they have to take care of their children, husband, family, all the family members, they have to cook, okay. Because of these reasons women are not allowed to, what they are going to do after getting education, okay. So that was the mentality of an culture, okay. So that was the mentality of an particular area or culture in the olden days, but now it is getting reduced because of many awareness, because of the women right, the fundamental right every and each children should have, whether whether they are boy or a girl, education is fundamental right for everybody, okay. So every children, okay. So these are the awareness, okay. So compared to the olden days, nowadays women are going for the women are allowed to get education, okay, get education, do work, so they can handle home as well as outside situation both togetherly, okay. So nowadays it was not there in the olden days, it was not there in the earlier days, okay. So these are all the taboos, but still you can see in rural areas women are restricted to go outside of the home and get educated or get jobs, or they are not allowed to do many other works which boys can do, okay. So even you can say recently the girls are taking part in Olympics, okay. Now Olympic is going on, if you see the news channel you will see that Mirabai, okay. So girls are taking part in the Olympics, sports, games, okay. So nowadays it is this generation in modern era, they are taking part in all the activities, okay, which are not allowed in the earlier days, okay, but still now there are some restrictions, but comparatively it is less, okay. So comparatively to the olden days, okay, so some restrictions are going you can say like caste, marriage, marrying a person from a different caste, religious communities, these are all the taboos still there, okay. Then sex determination, the biological attribution, how can we determine, okay. So what happens, like girls, okay, so people think girls are burden at their home, okay. So what they do, so before the giving birth, okay, before giving birth of a child, what they find the biological attribute, the biological characteristics of a newborn baby, that is a sex determination, you can say, whether in the uterus of a mother's womb itself, they they take the cells from the mother's womb, okay, and task, then ultrasound, okay, ultrasound test is there, ultrasonic test is there, ultrasonography test is there, then you can say like mother's urine, okay, so mother's urine test, doing the urine of while in the period of pregnancy, the mother's urine are tested, whether the baby inside the womb or uterus, whether it is a girl or a boy. This is said to be a sex determination, to find out the biological attribute, okay, so the biological or attribute of a child, okay, whether it is a male or a female, okay. So that what happens here, if they find out this one, that baby is a girl, okay, so baby is a girl, they kill inside the mother's womb itself, okay. So it is prohibited, okay, so it is prohibited nowadays, okay, it is prohibited and it is against the law. Indian system has provided a law that if anyone goes for the biological anyone goes to determine the biological character of a child, okay, the biological character of a child, the sex determination, he or she will be punished, okay, so punished severely, and Indian law has put forward to save the girl child, okay, to girl child. And now you can see this, when they get to know that the child to be born is female, they try to kill the fetus, okay. This is called feticide, okay. So when the people come to know, as girls, the parents or the family members think girls are burden for them. If anybody gives a birth to a girl, it will be a burden for them. All these things, many prathas like dowry system in the olden days, okay, how they will grow up this child, and how at the time of a marriage they have to give dowries. This will be a very much big burden. What the girls will do, boys can do all the works only. They will go, they will serve their parents, they look after their parents only. The mentality of a people, okay. So the mentality of a people thinking that girls are inferior compared to the boys are superior, okay. That made them to determine the biological characteristics of a child inside mother's womb also. When they find that is a girl, okay, girl have XX chromosomes, and the biological hormone for the boys will be XY chromosomes, okay. So when they find this, by doing ultrasonography, by taking the cells from the mother's womb, they test whether it is a boy or a girl, whether the child will be a boy or a girl, or they do urine test of a mother. By doing, if they find it is a girl, then they kill inside the mother. They try to kill the baby inside the mother's womb itself, okay. So if it is a boy, they don't kill, and they give birth to a boy, okay. So this has been made offense in Indian law, provided gives punishment for this law, okay, punishment for this kind of act, sex determination act, okay. Killing of girl inside the mother's womb is said to be as feticide, okay. Though the sex determination is punishable, female feticide is a part of life in many parts of India, so much so that the female to male ratio in our country has fallen to 33 is to 1000. Normally the number of females should be same as or more than the number of males. So the act of sex determination is punishable, prohibited, okay. But still in many cities, in many remote areas, still it is going on, okay. Still it is going on. Because of that, the rate of a girl ratio is reducing, okay. So there should be an equal balance, okay. Number of girls and boys should be equal, or girls should be more than the boys, okay. But it is not like that. The ratio of a girl girl is getting, I mean, reduced compared to the boys, okay, because of killing, because of the feticide. Okay, so here ends your chapter, discussion of this chapter. If you have any doubt regarding this chapter, you can contact me at night. Thank you.